Get ready for a thrilling adventure. Listen to our AI-generated podcast review of Chapter 1, Witch Trinity, The Calling, for fans of the supernatural and stories of powerful witches. A new chapter of the podcast will be available weekly, so subscribe or click the notification bell to not miss out. And please share the link with others. Enjoy the podcast.
Ever get that feeling, like you're drawn to something, a book, maybe an object, or even just like a place, and it's like it's holding a secret just for you.
Oh, totally.
It's kind of creepy, but also kind of exciting, right?
Like you're meant to discover it.
Exactly. And get ready for that, because in this deep dive, we're dropping right into a story where the line between the everyday and the unexplainable, well, it gets seriously blurry.
Oh, I'm intrigued already. Lay it on me.
So we're with Serena, this investigative reporter, and she's about to get swept up in a mystery that starts in the most ordinary way imaginable, trust me. We're talking about the first chapter of Witch Trinity, The Calling. David Jones, have you read it?
Oh, yeah, that one's a wild ride. So good.
So we're introduced to Serena, and she's, just waiting around. Her fiancé, Simon, is on this quest to find this super rare book. I mean, this thing is like legendary rare.
Okay, what kind of book are we talking?
It's called the 1744 Grimoire of Agrippa.
A grimoire. Now, those are fascinating.
I know, right? Even the name just sounds mysterious.
So in the simplest terms, it's like a textbook for magic. Spells, rituals, all that ancient mystical knowledge.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's like you hear grimoire and you immediately think like witches and wizards.
Exactly. And it's tempting to dismiss them as spooky stories, but grimoires actually had a pretty big influence on our world. I mean, think about Isaac Newton, right? He was obsessed with alchemy, which was totally bound up with the ideas you find in grimoires.
Whoa, really? I never made that connection. So you're saying that those books, they could have actually shaped scientific thought?
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that what we might think is magical today might have been seen as like cutting-edge knowledge back in the day.
That is wild. Okay, so we've got Simon. He's on the hunt for this super influential, super rare magic book. But where's Serena in all of this?
Yeah, what's she up to while he's off chasing ancient secrets?
So picture this. Serena's people watching, right?
Yeah.
Just across the street. And she notices this woman staring straight at her.
Okay, creepy. I don't love that.
Right. But here's the thing, and this is where David Jones's writing is so good. He describes the woman's face as blurred, like it's shifting in and out of focus.
Oh, now that sends chills down my spine.
I know. He nails these sensory details,
Yeah.
You feel this wave of creepiness wash over you, as if you're the one being watched. Goosebumps, even a little nauseous, sudden chill.
It makes you wonder, is this like a supernatural encounter? Or is it all in her head?
Exactly. Is it a trick of the light? A figment of her imagination? The author leaves it totally open.
Ah, the unreliable narrator.
And I love how it makes you question everything. Like, is anything we're seeing actually real?
You start second-guessing everything, the character's perception, your own interpretation. It's brilliant.
It's so good. And get this. Just as Serena is having this bizarre, creepy encounter, Simon emerges, totally stoked because he found it. The grimoire.
No way. Talk about terrible timing.
The worst. But here's the thing that got me. Simon is so wrapped up in his own excitement. He's totally oblivious to what Serena just went through.
It's almost comical, like the disconnect we experience in relationships. Two people see the same thing, but walk away with different realities.
It's so true. And that's what makes the way this story starts so intriguing. We've got Serena, totally unsettled, maybe even a little traumatized. And then there's Simon, clueless and happy as can be, holding a book that shouldn't even exist.
Wait, what? The book shouldn't exist.
I know, right? Apparently, Simon learned from some expert on these things, some professor, that this grimoire, this specific one, vanished like over 200 years ago.
Okay, so its reappearance is more than just lucky. It feels significant.
Especially after that whole thing with the blurred woman.
It's almost like they're connected somehow,
Right. Like maybe they're not so separate after all.
So while Simon is researching the grimoire, he finds out that these books weren't always about, like, summoning demons or whatever.
Oh, really? There's more to grimoires than just summoning demons.
Right. They often had practical information, too, stuff that people actually used in their daily lives, like herbal remedies, instructions for making medicines.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess people have always been interested in that kind of thing.
But it's interesting, though, right? Because it makes you wonder how many of those everyday things we do, like drinking tea or adding spices to our food, might have originated from these ancient practices.
Whoa. Yeah, it's like those little everyday rituals. They could have these deeper roots and meanings, and we don't even realize it.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? The line between mundane and magical, it's not always so clear.
Good question. And you know what? Speaking of cliffhangers, that's exactly how the chapter ends.
David Jones, the master of suspense.
So many questions. What happened to the mysterious woman? What's so special about this particular grimoire? And most importantly, like what's she choosing to see and what's she choosing to ignore? And maybe even more importantly, why?
That's the beauty of the unreliable narrator, though. It makes us question everything. Are we getting the whole story or just Serena's version of it?
It's so true. It's like we're looking for clues right alongside her, but her perception of reality might be skewed, right?
Oh.
And David Jones is making us work for it.
Oh, absolutely. He's not making it easy for us. But that's part of the fun. It's like a puzzle.
Okay, so let's put on our detective hats for a minute here. Where do we even begin to untangle all of this?
Well, I think it's interesting that the blurred woman appears at the exact moment Simon finds the grimoire. Like, what if that's not a coincidence?
You're right. It's almost like the book is a catalyst for something. Like it's stirring up something that was already there, hidden beneath the surface.
Exactly. Maybe Serena's subconsciously blocking something out, something she's not ready to face.
Yep.
And the grimoire, with its ancient knowledge and its connection to the supernatural, it's like it's forcing those hidden truths to the surface.
Wow, that's a really interesting take.
I'm starting to think that in a David Jones story, there are no coincidences.
Me too. It's like every detail, every seemingly insignificant thing, it all matters.
Precisely. And that's what makes his writing so compelling. He weaves together the mundane, the magical, the psychological, and he just leaves you wanting more.
Seriously. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are you left with? I mean, I'm definitely a little creeped out, but also I can't wait to see what happens next.
Oh, me too. This chapter was just the tip of the iceberg. I have a feeling things are about to get really interesting for Serena.
I think you're right about that.
It's amazing how much depth David Jones packs into just a few pages.
He really is a master storyteller, and that's what makes these deep dives so rewarding. You know, taking the time to unravel the layers, to ask the tough questions, that's where the real magic happens.
I couldn't agree more.
So until next time, keep exploring those hidden depths, and remember, sometimes the most ordinary things can hold the most extraordinary secrets.